Hello everyone. I'm going to be covering Arcanine and Growlithe today, and they are a lot better. They actually were kind of underwhelming in a weird way. Yes, I'm aware they had a high base, that total a lot of stuff, but I don't know, they just weren't really that impressive overall. Especially over the years, they've kind of fallen off in terms of power and whatnot. So in this hack, there are a lot of base stat total. Like the average base stat total is much higher than it is in like regular games. If I had to guess, it would definitely be over 500, that's for sure. Because the vast majority of fully evolved Pokemon are at least 500 base stat total, with only a few exceptions at 480, and those 480 mons are amazing. They're 480 for a reason. Um, and they have like great options that I give them on purpose, and they evolve earlier and stuff. But yeah, um, there's also other Pokemon that are now 575 base stat total, and I call those semi-pseudos. And people have a tendency to look at base stat total as if that's like defining how good a mon is, but I'm sure most those of you who are more, I don't want to say knowledgeable, but those of you who are like more aware of the specifics of things might know that um, like base stat total is not really that important. It is, obviously, don't get me wrong, but like it's not as important as people make it credit for. For example, a 600 base stat total mon. Even like I'm not even gonna bring in abilities into the account because obviously abilities make or break Pokemon, but like abilities are arguably more important than stats in some cases. But at the end of the day, um, what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that stats like are not as impressive when they're mixed attackers. So base stat totals can be very high, but the vast majority of the semi-pseudos are mixed attackers. And so despite looking at this base stat total, like, oh my God, 575, or oh my God, 600 base stat total, it's a pseudo legendary. Like when you actually analyze how the stats are, say for hypothetically, say Arcanine was not a mixed attacker and it had 60 base attack instead of 110. It would have a 525 base stat total instead of a 575. Right? Can I do math? Minus 50? Yeah, which is a good base stat total. Don't get me wrong, and it would still be a good mon. It just wouldn't have the physical option anymore. I'm not saying I would. That makes sense. It was just a hypothetical. The point I'm trying to make is that most, if not all, of the Pokemon above 550 base stat total are mixed attackers. In fact, most of the five, not all the 550, most of the 550 are mixed attackers. Sorry, 575 and above are mixed attackers. Not all. Like legendaries might not be. A couple of randoms like Nidoking and Nidoqueen are not mixed. If they just need the stats like to make sense. But in Arcanine's case, yes, he has an incredible 575 base total, but it's not actually that overpowered, like not at all, really. I wouldn't say it's overpowered at all. Arcanine's good because of the abilities mostly, and the speed boost. But overall, the power, like only the changes I did, basically. So he has very solid 80, 80, 80 bulk. HP in this game is based much more on size, and Arcanine is a large animal, but he's not like absolutely massive or anything. He's 6 foot. 350 pounds. So I figured, I also needed to base that total because I wanted his offenses to be equal, and then I definitely wanted at least 115 base speed because if you read the dex entries, he talks about how it's unbelievably fast and stuff, and it runs nonstop, and it can run for 612 to 6,000 miles in a day. And that's also the reason I give them stamina, by the way, but I'll get into why that's amazing in a little bit. But that's the logic for stamina. I think it fits very well given the fact that they can literally just run forever. And again, the speed, it makes a lot of sense as well, given they already learned extreme speed and stuff. So that's amazing for them, really is amazing. And if you look at the speed tier guide, you can see where base 115 currently stacks up. You can also access these sheets from the description. If this type of thing interests you, you can look at all the changes yourself. You can see all the move changes. I mean, there's tons, literally every move is changed. There's like 5 moves that aren't changed at all, like Earthquake and a couple others that aren't touched. But for the most part, every move is changed or tweaked, and there's tons of new custom moves and stuff, and custom abilities and all that awesome stuff. So you can just check all this out stuff. Oh my God, that was not English. You can check all this stuff out in the description. But yeah, Arcanine 115 base speed, great speed tier, super fast mon, and he can really abuse the speed stat and the mixed attacking stats, and he can still be pretty bulky with base 80 overall. It's not like the bulkiest thing in the world, but when you consider Intimidate or Stamina, and you consider the pure fire typing, and you consider Morning Sun for reliable recovery, then it's bulky. So yes, you do have Morning Sun for reliable healing. Healing items are disabled in this hack, so you can't use like potions and stuff. Morning Sun is great for that healing if you want that, and the Sun especially, it's great. And obviously with Intimidate, you become very bulky, but with Stamina, you can actually become much bulkier. So after one Stamina proc, you're already bulkier than you were if the opponent was -1 attack, because -1 attack is about 30% less attack on the opponent's side, while Stamina is 50% more defense immediately. The downside, obviously, is that you don't get it free for switching in, so you can't support your teammates with Stamina. Sorry, with Stamina, but you can with Intimidate. You can, Parting Shot, Intimidate, in and out. That's awesome, great tool right there. But like Stamina is great for self-setting sets like bulk up or swords dance plus stamina plus morning sun is a great option. You can also run like assault vest stamina sets if you want, whatever it may be. It has tons of great options. And then Growlithe is just a lot faster and stronger and has Defiant instead of Stamina, because Stamina doesn't really make sense on Growlithe. So Defiant is a solid ability for early game. There's a lot of stat dropping moves early game, like Leer, Charm, Scary Face, Tearful Look, Baby Eyes, all that kind of stuff. There's tons of those moves now, tons of new ones as well, and buffed moves. Basically, every single Pokemon gets at least like 2 or 3 stat dropping moves from levels like 5 to 25 or 30. So having Defiant to switch into those is always an amazing tool. You could argue Defiant is even better than Stamina in some cases, but I think Stamina is a cooler ability on Arcanine than Defiant. Not that Defiant would be bad, Defiant would be amazing. I just really like Stamina. I think it fits really well. And it's cool because like it kind of gives him the bulkier abilities. Like Arcanine is a bulkier Pure Fire type that's still offensive, while there are other Pure Fire types that are faster. Like Typhlosion is faster and stronger. Actually, starts not faster. I lied. I don't know why I said faster. It's slower. It's base 104 speed, but it's much, much stronger. And it has boosting abilities in Hubris and Berserk. And that is like Semi-Seer, which is, we have a couple of like Drought, Flareon, Fluffy Flareon is bulkier. But the point is that Arcanine is still a great Pure Fire type nonetheless. And it can really take advantage of a lot of things. Has tons of great coverage. Fire Fang, Thunder Fang, Psychic Fangs, Scorching Sands, Mystical Fire, Shadow Ball. I did opt to give them Aura Sphere because of their like legendary vibes. I think it fits nicely. Rock Slide, Stone Edge, First Impression, Lunge, Zen Head, Bud Iron Tail. All these moves are buffed and changed, by the way. I also gave them Dragon Dance because they already learned Dragon Pulse, so I was like, why not throw Dragon Dance on there as a TM? It's pretty cool. That's a great setup move. That is 2 PP. You have Swords Dance, which is 1 PP, and Bulk Up, which is 3 PP. So those are all great setup moves. You also have access to Howl at level 48. Howl gives you +2 attack and special attack. So if you want to run a special boosting set, you have Howl right there for that. That's awesome. Tons of great stab, like in all late game you get all the powerful stab moves basically. Burn Up is great, especially because you'll become typeless if you want to run that. It also always will burn. So it's a 140 base power move that always burns, 100% accurate. Only drawback is you can only use it once until you switch out again, which is totally fine. You can run like Intimidate, Burn Up, Parting Shot. That's an amazing set. Oh my god, that's so good because you get the stamina. Sorry, you get the Intimidate drop. You Parting Shot out. You drop them even more. You burn up. You burn them. Then you switch out and you get your fire typing back, and you can do that again later. Right later in the battle. So that's awesome. All Pokemon for the most part have access to at least one switch move: Parting Shot, U-turn, Overworld Switch. And also like Baton Pass, which is negative priority, so that functions like teleport. So you have all those switching moves, so you can actually like cycle in and out with your Pokemon and just completely intimidate cycle with Parting Shot and Burn Up, which is really cool. They also have like powerful stat like Blast Burn, which is nice because Blast Burn will drop your special attack by 2. It works like Overheat used to, which is really awesome. But you can use that with Intimidate. That's a nice thing. You can always like just click the move and then switch out. You have Raging Fury for boosting your attack. Raging Fury plus Stamina is a great combo because Raging Fury will double in power if you got hit first. So it's 50 base power plus 1 attack. But if you move second, you get 100 base power. Obviously, you are pretty fast, but if you're running like max HP, max attack or something with Stamina, then you can take advantage of Raging Fury for sure. You can also take advantage of it in general. I mean, it's just a good move. It's basically fire type power up punch otherwise. So that's awesome. Good coverage, like I said, Hoodwink, Play Rough, Wild Charge, Takedown, tons of amazing coverage moves here, Close Combat, all kinds of stuff. It's not like anything super crazy, but it does have everything it needs. Its physical coverage is better than its special coverage, especially it only has stuff like Scorching Sands, Shadow Ball, Aura Sphere, and then Fire Stab and Solar Beam. And also Natural Gift. Natural Gift can become any type in the game, and that is a special move now, and that's 110 base power. So if you use, for example, Yachi Berry Natural Gift, you get a 110 base power Ice type move, and that's of course only single time use. So it is something that you have to be careful with when you plan to use it, but it's great nonetheless to like sweep Pokemon. Yeah, I don't know. There's not too much else. I mean, E-Speed is great. Battle Cry is an amazing move with Intimidate as well. Battle Cry will drop the opponent's offenses by 2. So for bulkier Arcanine sets, that's incredible. You can run Stamina with that as well and make them weaker, and then you'll be getting more defense, and then you can like really just be tanky the whole fight and like take a bunch of hits. Yeah, I'm really not too much to cover. Flame Wheel. Flame Wheel gives you +1 speed now, which is awesome. That's great for like Flame Wheel plus Raging Fury sets are awesome with like stamina if you want to get like all boosting things without even having to use the setup move technically. You have Ignite and Power Dash, which are both just fire type priority moves, especially and physically. Z Roar will give you +2 attack, and Roar is now priority and 1 PP, so you can click that to instantly switch something out. That's good to set up with. That's also a free +2 attack boost, and that'll instantly like switch them out. So that's awesome. Yeah, not too much else to cover really. I mean, the abilities make a lot of sense. The moves all make sense. Tons of great items that it can run, tons of great. Also, you do have access to infinite ability capsules, so you should be swapping between Intimidate and Stamina or Intimidate and Defiant. It's not like you're stuck with one or the other. You know, for certain situations, you might want Stamina. For others, you might want Intimidate, and you can always just pick which one you would like for that specific boss fight that's coming up. Same goes for your EVs. Mixed attackers are a lot more viable now thanks to infinite EV training and instant EV training. So you use items now to EV train. Like you just use them on your Pokemon and they'll become EV trained. So you can choose your EVs that way. So for one fight, you can teach Flamethrower and run special sets. For other fight, you can run physical sets with all your physical coverage moves. You know, you have all this coverage by level up. Sorry, by TM and Tutor. You can cycle between physical and special sets with ease that way. So that's really cool. Super viable options for there, for sure. I think that's about it. So yeah, this was a quicker video, but I think everything here is pretty self-explanatory. Just a very, very solid mon, very strong. Obviously, with the grand power scheme of the hack, like the grand, what am I trying to say? That's not English. The grand, the overall like power levels of the hack, this is great, but it's not like he's broken or anything. Like he's very not average, but like he's just, you know, all Pokemon are amazing, all right? All Pokemon are on genuinely equal footing now, but Arcanine is still amazing nonetheless, and you can definitely take a lot of advantage of his options and tools. So yeah, I hope the Arcanine lovers out there, I know a lot of people love Arcanine. I think he's cool. I don't like how he looks in 3D though. It's kind of boring in 3D. Also, just, I mean, that's for most Pokemon to be honest. Also, I don't know. Arcanine's cool. It's just a little bit boring, but he's pretty cool. I like him. Cool mon. Yeah, so I hope the Arcanine lovers out there are satisfied with this. I considered Fire normal typing, but he is like legendary, so I think normal typing is kind of weird. Not actually legendary, but you know, he's like legendary in terms of being mythical. I considered Dragon for like half a second, but that's stupid. It would be kind of cool, but it's stupid. Maybe for like a Mega or something, but not for a base Arcanine. That's dumb. I considered versatility, so he can like change types into Dragon, but I thought it on Stamina. I like Stamina a lot more. I think it makes more sense, and it's also a better ability, arguably. Yeah, great defensive Pokemon and offensive Pokemon. Totally very solid mon. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll be back for more. Please leave a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. If you are new here, subscribing would be helpful. Liking the video would be helpful, and you know, recommend it to your friends. Tell your friends about this hack if you liked it. That would really help get me more exposure. So I'd appreciate that if you could do that. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed.